Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. So that little DC movie that's coming at the end of this year, Aquaman, is going full blown marketing and promotions. I mean, you've already seen it. You're already see. I'm seeing toys at Target. I'm seeing Lego pieces at Lego store. We're seeing ads, TV spots. We've got trailers already, so we're all out. We're all in. And now new posters arrive, and these look pretty sick. I mean, they look wow, like comic booky. And I'm not surprised that they decide to give Arthur Curry or Jason Momoa, Aquaman, his official costume reveal as on the poster. They're not hiding it anymore. You've seen the toys, you've seen the sculptures, you've seen it in the trailer itself. He's fully decked out in that, looking pretty awesome. You also see Princess Mara, you see King Orm, Volko, King Nereus, Black Manta, of course, and also Queen Atlanta, and they look great, look awesome. I love how the posters, how dynamic it is, how it's not incredibly close, and it's got them in a sort of posing action, if you will, and I like that. And also, each one looks a little different to the other, even in terms of it got the same hue and colors, but it's not like it's just the same poster and just doing different poses. It looks different. The backgrounds are all different. It's just greatly done. I think Queen Atlanta is probably the most static of all the shots, but that says a lot. Maybe she's like a powerful character. I couldn't help but notice, and I noticed other people have noticed as well, is that she's holding the Quindon, the same Quindon that Arthur Curry was holding in Justice League. So, and also, in BvS in that little footage shot reveal. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of consistent with this DCEU so far in that terms and sense. Not excluding that Jason Momoa is Aquaman and Amber Heard is Mara, but I'm just looking at that and it's like, oh, there is a little piece of Justice League and BvS in there, more Justice League than BvS, but that's kind of cool to have that little piece in there. And speaking of Aquaman, apparently they're going to have a global tour fan event. Jason Momoa and Amber Heard are going to be in attendance, and they're going to have some cool stuff with it all around the world. And the last place they're going to go to is Hawaii. Yeah, Hawaii, December 21st, the day of release, granted. But that's cool. It didn't say where in Hawaii. I mean, they're listing cities. Hawaii is, there's a lot of islands. So I don't know which island. I'm going to assume it's the busiest island, and this is Oahu, where I preside. And I'm going to assume it's possibly war theaters. But, I wouldn't be surprised if it was other places less populated. I don't know. But I'm hoping it's in war theaters. It's closest to me. I mean, I can travel anywhere, but I am hoping to be in attendance for that, and that would be kind of cool to meet up with Jason Momoa and Amber Heard, even if it's a distant. I'm not really starstruck per se, but it's not every day the star comes out here. I mean, they do come out here a lot, but I just don't go out of my way to see them. They don't do any red carpet type things here. So this event is for before you watch a movie. So I think that's kind of a big deal. I think anyway. So I am looking forward to that. December 21st. Aquaman's going to come to Hawaii. His home. He's born here. So it's kind of cool to see a local boy turn to a big movie star, kind of like Dwayne Johnson and all those other people. They're all local boys born in Hawaii and made it to the big time. So that's cool. That's awesome and great. Speaking of Aquaman, there's one person in Aquaman, and they had an interview, I guess, This was brought up by James at rback25, and Patrick Wilson and James Wan. They were talking in a Conjuring 2 kind of interview. Patrick Wilson plays Orm. And if for those of you who don't know, he actually voiced POTUS, or aka President of the United States, on the phone in Batman v Superman, where he ordered the nuclear attack on Doomsday, and Superman at the same time. So he was in Batman v Superman for that little bit. Just his voice is kind of like a little cameo, if you will. So he was kind of already in the DCEU before he became Orm. And Patrick Wilson said this: "I love comic book movies, and I dug Batman v Superman, and a movie that makes $900 million, I don't think you can sit here with a straight face and say that, yeah, it really did poorly. A lot of people enjoyed it, that movie, as did I." So that is awesome. He is definitely enjoyed that movie. Patrick Wilson is in the Snyder camp, if you will. He was, he did play. Come on. He was in Watchmen. Come on. So he has a little love for Zack Snyder and James Wan, and they have mad respect for each other. And so it's great to see him praise Batman v Superman in that light. Does Orm actually was posing as the president in the Batman v Superman? Well, no, but probably not. But that would be a really cool twist if that actually turned out. But I don't think so at all. But anyway, BvS, there's still things coming up. I mean, it's amazing how much people are still talking about it and hating on it. I get it. And a lot of people are praising it, which I totally get. And there's this shot where Superman's hovering, and I think John Aaron actually brought this up to Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder replied that this is a green screen shot. He flies up above the city and hovers. The camera begins to rotate around him as he hears the cries of citywide crime going on. As we get closer, he's in pain because he knows if he tries to find her this way, and he's referring to Martha, he will have to ignore the countless crimes going on in the two cities and the world. Now we know about this cut scene, but we don't know that it was actually shot. And appears to be, it might have actually been shot. And there might have actually be a scene actually cut out of it. It wasn't during the story process or the written process or the storyboard process. It might have actually been shot. And that is actually kind of cool to see that there is a lot more Batman v Superman out there. And then kind of like Dave Pena had mentioned in his videos that it was like 4 hours. It's like a 4-hour cut or something like that. I would love to see that. I wish they released that. But I don't know if they would. Maybe a lot of times later. I mean, look at how many cuts that Blade Runner got. Come on now. So that's interesting. That I think that is kind of cool to see him at the human level. Trying to see what he can do to save his mother. But it's really sad that he won't be able to save everyone and things like that. And it comes into a really grounded approach to his character, and I really dig that. It kind of reminds me of the Superman Returns, where Brandon Routh shoots up in the above the planet and is listening for the most heinous crime, and which is the bank robbery thing, right? So he decided to go save that. And when you're looking in reality in real life, Superman, you have to choose who to save and stuff like that. And in this turn, he wants to save his mom. Who does not want to save their mom? Like, your mom is the lady that gave birth to you. You are there for her no matter what. And so it pains him to have to ignore the cries of citywide crime as he tries to find his mom. So he has to find another way. He can't it becomes too much. Just like in Man of Steel, where he's trying to pinpoint, but it's so much noise that it kind of drowns out everything else. So I totally get how that kind of connects to Man of Steel in a way, and also shows his pain that he's doing. He's having. And I really dig that part of it. Not everybody dug it, though. There are a lot of haters out there still talking about it. A lot of people says this is a dumb idea and things like that. I don't agree, but to each their own. To each their own. I would have loved to see this. I would have loved to see the 4-hour movie of BvS. More BvS equals better. Okay, BvS is my ultimate film, so I totally would have loved to see more of that. All right, well, that is it for tonight. Not much else. There is more kaiju stuff coming out, more Godzilla. I guess that Godzilla King of the Monsters prequel comic, I don't know if it's to print yet, but there is a kind of cool cover for it. Pacific Rim's going to have a Netflix anime. And go and check out Titans episode 5 called Doom Patrol. It's a little shorter for some reason, but it was okay. I mean, it's kind of cool to see more characters in it, but it's not as good. It's more of like a tease to their own show, more than actually being part of, other than Beast Boy, there was no real quite purpose to that episode at all. So who knows? I mean, I want to look forward to the next one to see how the movie, not the movie, the story continues with the Titans, and see what is up with Jason Todd coming back. I have no idea. All right, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.